All right, welcome to the live, the Clarity Empress live. Thank you for coming to the channel. Please like, share, and subscribe. Comment in the comment section or the chat whenever you see this reading. I like to, respond. When you subscribe, please make sure that you ring the bell. That way you're notified every time I come on. So so downloaded song was by Frankie Beverly in the Maze, and it's Can't Get Over You. That's a very common song. Um at least it is at the black barbecues. Okay, if you've been invited to the black barbecue or you part of the black barbecue crowd, you know this song. You probably sing every lyric and they ain't pay it no mind, that kind of thing. But this song is notorious. But today it came on, oops, and it had new life. Spirit said, you got to go ahead and expose the people. Hey, what am I gonna do? I can't get over you. And I can't play the songs because of all the damn copyright freaking infringements and stuff. I don't know how these DJs get that off, but whatever. So let's get to the lyrics of this song, okay? Oh shit, it's getting ready to play. I can't do that. Listen to where it starts. It says, I know I brought it on myself. I know I'm sorry. I owe no blame to no one else. And now I realize I can't get over you. And though I've tried to do my very best, I just can't find happiness. And it's all because I can't get over you. Okay? Hey, Bite, how you doing? Hey, Black Cherry. So we talking Frankie Beverly in the Maze. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for coming to the channel, y'all. So the chorus, hey baby, why oh why? Thinking of you makes me cry. No matter how I try, I'm gonna love you by and by. By and by. And then he goes, does a riff. I don't know what to do, can't get over you. And then the second verse is, I guess you'll always have a part somewhere deep in my heart. It's just hard to hide. I can't get over you. I've tried to lose myself in song, but the tides are much too strong. What am I going to do? I can't get over you. We get ready to expose, okay? We getting ready to expose the person in your energy. Okay, well, we got we got a chorus. It it makes me feel so bad messing up the love we had. There's one thing I know, I will always love you so. Love you so. Well, he sings that part. I love how he sings that. And then it says, then it goes into the hook again. Oh baby, 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 I can't get over you. I can't get over you. I can't get over you. Girl, I mean, can't you see, girl? Can't you see what you mean to me? Hey, oh baby, I wanna to do what about you? Oh, I don't know what to do about you. Girl, I can't get over you. So somebody is lost in thought over you, can't get over you, and they don't know what to do because, this is all about pride. You know what I'm saying? Somebody's pride and ego is super strong, okay? Um, it's very strong. They are unwilling to get past their pride and ego and come and say what they gotta say to you. So he said, what am I gonna do? Well, he gotta get past his pride and ego. I do have a video. I'm gonna share this because this is coming from a man's perspective, right? About exactly what this is. I heard that later and I was like, oh, this makes all the sense. Okay, let me find it. Okay, here we go. So
you ever wonder why someone who clearly has feelings for you, someone
y'all let me know if you can hear it.
still doesn't reach out, you know he craves you. You can feel it. The energy is there, the connection undeniable, and yet silence. No message, no call, no effort. Why? Because his ego is running the show. See, desire is not enough to make a man act. Feelings alone don't dictate behavior. If they did, he'd already be on the phone with you. But there's a battle happening inside of him. One part of him wants nothing more than to be near you, to talk to you, to be in your life in any way possible. But then there's the other part, the part that's terrified, the part that whispers, if you reach out, you're exposed. If you show her how much you want her, you lose power. Men are taught, directly or indirectly, that control equals strength, that the one who cares less wins. And for some men, that lesson is so deeply ingrained that even when they desperately want to reach out, they stop themselves. Not because they don't care, but because caring too much feels dangerous to their sense of self. It makes them feel weak, vulnerable. And vulnerability, that's a risk they don't know how to take. Now you might think, but why does he have to see it as weakness? If he likes me, why wouldn't he just act on it? Because for a lot of men, showing how much they care feels like handing over control. It's like stepping into the unknown with no armor. And the truth is, many men haven't learned how to be strong without their ego protecting them. They haven't learned that real confidence isn't about withholding affection. It's about having the courage to express it.
So we pausing right there, right? This is what we about to expose, and we're going to expose through the lens of another man who understands that when a man is not living in his authentic self and he's hidden by the armor of his pride and ego, it will just the fear of being exposed will keep that masculine, that man, from obtaining the love that he wants, right? This is a man without courage because he's too what's the word? Too scared to be vulnerable, too scared to make a move, unwilling to be the one, right? Rather she make the move. And this is what we've been happening. I'm sorry, what's been happening in these readings, not just mine, others. Like today, I haven't listened in I don't even know. I've been busy. So I haven't been listening to my tarot girlies. I just went through the titles today, and all the titles was lined up. Different women, different videos or whatever. All is lined up about the man that's in this hidden energy with the karmic, and basically spirit is protecting you from their energy, but this person wants to provoke you into their energy. So it's like that's part of them not being, courageous. They're more like a jellyback. They don't have a spine to speak up, right? But I happen to come across this man today. Well, you know how the algorithms put him in my feed. So I said, let me click, let me listen. And damn if it wasn't exactly what we discussing tonight. So here we go.
So instead, he plays this internal game. He convinces himself that if he waits long enough, maybe you'll reach out first. Maybe you'll be the one to close the gap so he doesn't have to risk his pride. Or he tells himself that if he keeps his distance, his craving for you will pass. But if he ignores it long enough, the feelings will go away. But here's the kicker. They don't. That desire stays. It simmers. It lingers. And yet, his ego refuses to let him act on it. And this is where so many women get caught in a painful loop. You feel his energy. You sense that he wants to reach out, but he doesn't. So you start questioning yourself. Did I do something wrong? Does he not care enough? Maybe if I just gave him a sign, he'd feel safe to make a move. But that's where you have to be careful. Because the moment you start taking on the responsibility for making him feel safe enough to act, you start negotiating against your own value. A man who truly values you isn't going to let his ego stand in the way of showing up. He's not going to play games with his own feelings just to maintain an illusion of control. When a man is truly confident, he won't see his emotions as something to suppress, he'll see them as something worth acting on. And that's the kind of man you want. Not the one who is so trapped in his own ego that he convinces himself it's better to suffer in silence than to risk showing you he cares. So what do? Do you wait? Do you send that message? Do you give him just a little nudge so he feels like he has permission? No. You let him figure it out. Because a man who is held back by his ego isn't a man who is ready. If he can't push past his own pride, then he's not capable of the kind of relationship you deserve.
How many times? How many times? I don't know. I don't know. All 900 something videos. I don't even know how many I got. 800 something. I don't know. I always tell you, let them figure it out. Stop exposing yourself to them. Let them figure it out. If you're in the same place, same time, that's one thing. You know what I'm saying? You deal with that situation accordingly. But just to make them feel comfortable to come out of their shell, they don't want to come out of. No, 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 no. We're not doing that. Right. And their pride and ego. And that's a very prevalent thing, right? So I'm just pulling right now, and I just pulled a quick spread of my homemade cards downloads. It says sometimes I'm confused because I don't know how to make this right between us. So that's basically saying spirit is telling us that the masculine energy is struggling with how do I make this right? But the only struggle is how do I control this narrative, really? Because to make it right, you just make it right. You know what I'm saying? You just changed your behavior. You apologize. But if you're unwilling to, and if you're in stubbornness and you're stuck in your pride and ego, you're not going to make any changes. This is not going to happen. Here it is. The second card pull. My stubbornness is holding me back from so much in my life, including you. So they are the only things holding them back. Nobody can hold them back. If they really truly desire you like they say, the only person that's in their way is them. I don't care how much obligations they got. I don't care how many things they got going on. Men, and we talking specifically men tonight, okay? Or at least right now. They go for what they want, period. Okay? And that is true for women too. Basically, if somebody wants to, they will. They can make all the excuses in the world. None of that shit gonna matter. I promise you, it don't mean nothing. It says, I made the wrong choice. Now I have to face my decisions. Hope you don't let me go. Yeah, because a lot of us have walked away from situations that don't serve us, right? So there's a lot of hope there, but the reality is in the 3D, if you've walked away, we not chasing. Folks not chasing you. So guess what? You stuck in your pride and your ego. All right, so I'll always come back to you. Nothing and no one will keep me from you. That's the challenge and the lesson. Really? Well, the only people that can keep you from them is you, meaning you collective. Because you could say no. Whether the person come back or not does not mean you have to accept them back into your life, right? And them with stuck in their pride and ego. But a man that's stuck in his pride and ego is not capable of having an authentic connection with you because he's going to keep hiding things from you. He's already hiding himself. What else is there, right? I play a lot of games because I need to know if you really care or will you leave me. So this person would burden you with drama and games. They would poke the bear with you. They would say snide remarks with you. They would ghost you and then come back and see if you'll accept them again, right? This person is always testing you, right? But this is because they didn't get attention other ways. They didn't have a secure attachment style with whatever parent that they had or parents, right? So they test the waters to see who's going to put up with their shit and who's not. Okay. But in this particular case, download a song, or I should say, the spirit-led song today was I Can't Get Over You with Frankie Beverly and Maze. And I just read that. Check that video. Well, not the video. You can check a video out. I don't know if they have one. You can check that song out in the lyrics. He's like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. That's the first card here. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I can't get over you. And then like, I'm gonna love you deep. I'm gonna love you hard, but I can't get over you. But they really can't get over what they can't get over is their pride and ego. Bottom of the deck. When I'm with you, I feel at peace. You are my home. So this is somebody who probably has a lot of chaos and conflict in their life. So, but when they're with you, they feel at peace because you are peace, right? They feel at home. They can rest. So this person chooses you when they want respite, but they probably out in them streets being for the streets. And then they come back to you. I'm going to let this man talk for a minute. Hey, let me let him rock.
What you do is you stay in your power. You recognize that his silence is not a reflection of your worth, but of his own internal struggle. And you don't lower yourself to match his energy, because the kind of love you want, the kind of love that's real, that's mutual, that's built on strength and respect, doesn't require ego games. It requires courage. And if he doesn't have that yet, then he's just not there yet. And that's not your problem to fix. You ever notice how some men act like they have it all together, but the moment emotions get involved, they disappear? It's not because they don't feel something for you. In fact, it's often the opposite. When a man craves you deeply, when you have a hold on his mind in a way that he can't shake, that's exactly when he pulls away. And it's not because he doesn't want you, it's because he's terrified of losing control. Men are taught, whether consciously or unconsciously, to be in control of their emotions.
There's that word again, control. Remember, I said I've been telling y'all when the abandonment card comes up, 9 times out of 10, your person is going to have control issues because abandonment does trigger control issues. Why? Because if you haven't had a stable connection, if you don't have a secure attachment, you will try to control everything in your vicinity and everyone so that all the pieces remain in place. But you can't do that with humans. And most people who have control issues don't understand that. And everything that they try to control, try to grab, try to hold, try to keep in place ends up eventually slipping away because, again, you can't control people. You have to learn to love and treat people authentically without that guarded shield of their pride and ego.
Emotions, their careers, their ambition. There's an unspoken rule that needing someone too much is weakness, that vulnerability is dangerous. So, when a man finds himself craving you to the point where his thoughts circle back to you every time he's alone, when your presence starts dictating his mood, when the mere thought of losing you sends a pit into his stomach, his first instinct isn't always to move towards you. Sometimes it's to pull back. Because stepping toward you means stepping into the unknown, and the unknown is where control is lost. The truth is, most men like to feel like they are leading in their lives. They like to feel like they are choosing, not being chosen. But the moment he starts to crave you, the moment he realizes you have a power over him, it starts to feel like he's no longer in control. And that is terrifying. He knows if he reaches out, he's exposing himself. He's showing his hand. And what if he does? And you don't reciprocate with the same level of intensity? What if you have the ability to hurt him? What if he goes all in and you change your mind? This isn't just about romance. This is about survival. His instincts are telling him, stay in control. Don't let someone else dictate your emotions. Don't risk being the one who cares more. And so he holds back. He tells himself, if she wants me, she'll come to me. He convinces himself that if he just waits long enough, maybe the craving will subside. Maybe he'll get over you. Maybe you'll fade into the background like a passing thought. But here's what he doesn't realize. Resisting the urge to reach out doesn't make the craving go away. It only intensifies it. It only makes the tension greater. He fights the impulse, thinking it's a form of strength, when really it's a form of avoidance. But here's where it gets even more complicated. The longer he resists, the more he starts to believe his own act. he starts to frame the story in his mind in a way that protects his ego. Instead of admitting to himself that he's avoiding you because he's afraid of what he feels, he convinces himself that maybe he just doesn't need you that much. Maybe you're not the right one. Maybe if it were truly meant to be, it wouldn't feel so vulnerable, so scary. He rationalizes his fear into logic. And once he does that, reaching out to you feels even less likely because now he's built a whole case in his head about why he shouldn't. But deep down, late at night, in those moments when his guard is down, when he's scrolling through his phone thinking about whether or not to text you, when he hears a song that reminds him of you, when he catches himself replaying the way you laughed at something he said, those are the moments when the truth seeps in. He craves you, he wants you, but he's afraid to want you too much.
Pause. So, I'm pulling these cards as this man is talking because it's the energy. Bite, I don't know if you're saying true to Imani or true to what you heard. And Imani, I feel you. So here, clarifying, sometimes I'm confused. It says, do you miss me? I'm sorry, do you miss the old times we had? I do. So this masculine is concerned. Do you even miss me? Right? They don't know how you feel, but they're also not asking. So how could they know, right? So they sitting there and they, like he said, in their dark times in the quietness, at night when they scrolling through their phone, they thinking, does she really care about me? 9 times out of 10, yes. Y'all had a connection. We have connections with people that can be very intense, but they can also repel you when the person is not, reciprocating. I remember once in my first year of college, I think I was only 18. I dated this guy for a couple months, not long. And he kept telling me I reminded him of an ex. And then when he told me the story about her, I'm not even going to tell you. I was like, what in the fuck would make you think I'm like her? But whatever. And so we got a little closer and I said the words, I love you. Now, I wasn't in love, but I did love him. I had love for him, right? This dude freaked out. This is the first time I ever experienced that. He didn't ghost me, but he might as well have because he got like I triggered something and I didn't know I even triggered any. I'm like, damn, it's not that serious, but it is, but it's not. You know what I'm saying? And he couldn't handle it. And then tried to stalk me years after that. And I was like, why you stalk? I didn't understand. I get it now. He was locked in his head over whatever he had going on, or whatever pride and ego issues, and I did not pursue because again, I wasn't nobody had my heart at that time. I loved him, but I wasn't in love. You get what I'm saying? So it was for me, why can't I just say I feel that? I meant that. I meant it, yes, but not in the in love sense. It was just I love you. And he was like, he went quiet and blank, and I just didn't expect that me saying that would trigger him. But given what he said about the ex and the pain he went through, because she really embarrassed him. Oh man, like I'm gonna tell you what she did, y'all. I'm gonna tell you. So he was dating a girl that went to Syracuse University same time Kenny Anderson was there. And apparently she cheated on him with Kenny Anderson. And he walked into a restaurant and Kenny was telling the story about the education he received from said girl when he was up there on a visit. I was like, huh? I don't even do education. And how in the world could I resemble, well, I didn't even look like her. So what I don't know what gave him the vibe. Maybe because he cared and he didn't want to say it. I don't know. But that's what it was. She was half Jamaican as well. Something like that. She was half Jamaican, I'm half Jamaican. That kind of thing. But I was nothing like this chick. Like nothing like her. But he was terrified he was getting ready to get played the same way. It's not me. And so when people don't work out their wounds, they turn around and they put them wounds on other people. I didn't deserve that from him, but it was okay because We weren't meant to be anyway. But the point was, I didn't deserve his coldness. He also needed to work on his inner child and realize that everybody's not out to get him. Maybe it was too fresh. Maybe I was a rebound. I don't know. But, people get hurt from all different kinds of sources. And you really, got to work on yourself. That shadow work is important. Hey, Carmen. So also I got his I didn't even read the card. I put the cards down. I didn't read it until now. And what it says, I got played by my karmic and my family helped them. I'm leaving, right? So I just described what it was. They got played by somebody in the past. So it created this resistance, this stubbornness, this I gotta protect myself at all costs. I gotta be in control at all costs, right? It says, I'm suffering the consequences of my actions against you, and I deserve it all. But it also, this is falling on, I made the wrong choice. So they know, whoever the masculine is, knows that what they did to you caused you to move on from them. Why? Because we got to move on. We cannot stick around waiting on somebody to show up. We can't sit there and open the door and give easy passage into somebody that played games with us, and you know what I'm saying, because it's here. We can't do that with people. That's not okay. Folks don't should not feel comfortable thinking, yeah, I could just waltz back into your life anytime I want. There's a lot of work to be done before you can open the door with a lot of people, and a lot of people don't close doors permanently. Folks don't deserve entry ever again. You know what I'm saying? And it says, okay, so this person is keeping tabs on you by any means possible. Social media, friends, tarot, dreams, magic, family, work, you name it, I watch you. So this person will talk to anybody because they feel like I'll always come back to you. Nothing and no one will stop me from coming to you. So bottom line is they like, look, I'm going to keep tabs on you because I need to know where I need to go. If you move away, I need to know where you to move to. Like they need to know, did you get into a relationship? Do I need to go intervene? Like what do I need to do? This person is watching your moves. And you think they're not, and they are. And then it's the last one here. It says, you have my whole heart, and I can't wait to tell you. And this person plays a lot of games. Did you finish that, Simon?
No, I did not.
What does it do?
It's due tomorrow at 8 p.m.
At night?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
I
So,
still have class that's in class.
okay, good. It says, you trigger me, and I don't like it. I need to work on that before we talk again, right? So they know this person is aware that she said, I am that people. No take backs. I know that's right. This person knows that you trigger them, that you do something to their pride, their ego, and this person can't handle a rejection from you. But in most case scenarios, they probably deserve it. Like, what incentive would you have if this person did exactly what they said? I play a lot of games because I need to know if you really care or will you leave. If they play them games with you just to test the waters and they made the wrong choice and they let their karmics get involved and they couldn't stand up for themselves and they didn't have no heart and they was on some jellyback type stuff, what is the incentive for you to allow them into your life? Like, let's think about that, right? Or just not really to think about, right? Take out how it resonates. Let him rock.
And this is where a lot of women get caught up in the wrong question. You start asking yourself, if he wants me, why isn't he reaching out? But that's not the real question. The real question is, why are you waiting for someone who is too afraid to step into what they truly want? Why are you putting your power in the hands of someone who is still wrestling with their own fears? Because a man who is truly ready, a man who isn't afraid to lose control in the right way, won't let his fears dictate his action. He'll take the risk. He'll reach out. He'll step up. The reality is, control is an illusion. Love, connection, real chemistry, none of that exists in a space of control. The men who try to fight their feelings, who try to suppress their desire, who refuse to reach out, because they're afraid of looking weak, they're not in control. They're just trapped in fear. And you, waiting for them to make a move, you're getting caught in that same trap. So here's what you need to understand. A man who truly wants to be with you will find a way to be with you, not because he's free from fear, but because he's willing to move through it, because he understands that what he stands to gain is greater than what he might lose, because he recognizes that the real strength isn't in control, it's in courage. And if he doesn't, if he lets fear win, then he's already lost something far greater than control. He's lost the chance to experience something real with you. And that's his loss, not yours. If he's waiting for you to chase, it's not because he doesn't want you. It's because he's trying to shift the balance of power in his favor. See, attraction isn't always about who desires who. It's often about who is willing to take action on that desire. And for some men, the real game isn't just about liking you. It's about seeing whether they can make you prove how much you like them. It's a dance of control, of positioning, of ego. If he senses that you're interested, that you feel the spark, he might sit back and think, let's see how much she's willing to do for me. Let's see if she'll text first, if she'll try to win me over, if she'll keep the conversation going. And the moment you take that bait, the moment you step into that dynamic where you start chasing, something shifts, the power tilts. And suddenly, instead of being on equal ground, you find yourself constantly trying to get his attention, to keep him engaged, to figure out what he wants. The irony? He probably does want you. He probably thinks about you, wonders about you, maybe even checks your social media, seeing if you're doing just fine without him, but he won't reach out. Not because he doesn't crave you, but because he wants you to feel his absence so deeply that you're the one who gives in first. Now, let me ask you something. Do you really want to be in a position where you have to prove your value to someone who already knows your worth?
That part.
Because that's what this game is really about. It's not about love. It's not about chemistry. And it's certainly not about destiny. It's about control. It's about one person deciding that they'd rather be the prize than the pursuer. And the moment you play into that, you reinforce the idea that your attention is something he can just sit back and wait for. But let's flip the script for a second. What happens when you don't chase? What happens when you don't reach out first? When you don't play the role he's expecting you to? That's when things get interesting. That's when you find out whether he was truly interested in you or just in the feeling of being wanted. If he actually values you, if he genuinely craves you, then your absence will not go unnoticed. He'll feel it. He'll wonder why you're not the one filling the silence, why you're not the one making the effort. And if he never reaches out, then you've already won, because now you know he wasn't interested in you as a person, just in the validation that your pursuit would give him. I see so many people stuck in this cycle, waiting for someone to act, hoping that silence will break, analyzing every little interaction, every text that comes late or not at all, as if it holds some hidden meaning. But the truth is simple. If a man truly wants you, he'll make it known. Period. A man who genuinely values a connection doesn't sit back and risk losing someone amazing just because he wants to be chased. He doesn't let pride get in the way of reaching out.
First of all, a man shouldn't want to be chased because that's feminine energy, right? It's not that a woman wants to be chased, but we get pursued, right? Down to biology, okay? The egg is in the woman. The sperm chases the egg, okay? Pursues the egg, so to speak. Women are not supposed to be chasing no man, period. I don't care who you are. And a man that wants to be the prize wants to be the feminine energy. And that is imbalanced in and of itself. So if you see a man, man, I've seen some thinking that folks got away because they didn't pursue them. Like how that works, sir? She the one that got away. How? You didn't make an effort. She was not supposed to do everything. And then a lot of times when a woman does pursue a man, they pull back even more, trying to make her work even harder. That's crazy talk to me. Like, how in your right mind would you not want to meet somebody in the middle and work toward them just like they were working with you? And then trying to get somebody who you know is valuable to prove themselves. That is a childhood wound, and a wound that they need to work on themselves. Trying to get people to bend over backwards for them. Maybe they had a parent that did that. Maybe they had a parent that didn't do that. And they want you to be the one. Or whatever the case may be, that's a them problem. Next.
He doesn't play games when he knows what he wants. So if he's not calling, if he's not texting, if he's not making a move, despite how much he craves you, the real question isn't why he's doing it. It's why you're still waiting for him too. You ever wonder why someone can want you, crave you, and yet still not reach out? It doesn't make sense, right? You feel the energy. You sense the pull, and yet silence. No call, no message, nothing. And it leaves you questioning. If he wants me so badly, why isn't he doing anything about it? Let's talk about the thing no one likes to admit: baggage, the past, the weight of unresolved emotions. Because sometimes it's not about you at all. It's about everything he hasn't dealt with yet.
Yep, what I just said.
Here's what happens. He meets you, he feels something undeniable, and for a moment he thinks, this could be different. Maybe you awaken something in him that he hasn't felt in a long time, maybe ever. But instead of stepping into it, he hesitates. Not because he doesn't want it, but because wanting it brings up everything else. Past heartbreaks, failures, disappointments, fears, the things he thought he had buried suddenly rise to the surface. And instead of facing them, instead of acknowledging them and stepping forward, he retreats. Not because you're not enough, but because he hasn't dealt with what came before you. People don't like to admit this, but unresolved baggage is one of the biggest killers of potential relationships. He might crave you in a way that feels almost unbearable, but if being with you means confronting parts of himself he's not ready to face, he will sabotage it before it even...
Jelly back activity. This person is not ready to face who they are, who they've been, who has done what to them. This person, 9 times out of 10, they're going to have delusions of the people that harmed them and put a different face on it and not be dealing in reality, okay, with their emotions. So that person is going to have a lot of hurt stuff. And you, divine femme, you going to be able to see right through it. And that makes it worse because you see to their soul. You can see down into their soul while they sitting there trying to mask and hide the pain and act like it don't bother them, that, you know what I'm saying, my cousin treat me like this, or my mom treat me like that, or my uncle treat me like this, or my father treat me like that, whatever. You see right through it. Why you the one questioning, well, why you let them talk to you like that? Like, you grown, they grown, like, why would you? Yeah, but that's the pecking order in their situation. And they used to it, but they haven't dealt with it. They haven't faced it enough to know that they deep down inside, they know it's not right, but this is how it's always been, right? So they accept it, but it hurts, and it hurts them deep. And then to come to somebody that actually feels like love, right? Now this different feeling than what they getting from the home life. Now it feels like love, and they don't know what to do with that because it don't resemble all that pain. They used to being the one to jump the hoops to get attention from them other people that never give it to them. They ain't got to jump the hoops with you, right? So now they want to see if you're going to jump the hoops for them in the way they have to, so you can entertain them. Let's make it make sense.
He will hold himself back because moving forward requires emotional work he hasn't done yet. And here's where it gets tricky. He may not even realize this is happening. He may convince himself it's timing, or that he's not sure about his feelings, or that he needs to focus on other things, but deep down, it's fear. Fear that history will repeat itself. Fear that if he lets himself want you fully, he will lose control, get hurt, or worse, fail at something he really wants. We are wired to protect ourselves. The mind will always prioritize safety over fulfillment. If he's been through something painful, a past relationship that ended badly, betrayal, rejection, his mind is going to see desire as dangerous. So even when he craves you, even when every part of him wants to reach out, something inside of him is saying, don't go there. Because going there means risking being vulnerable again. It means opening himself up to the possibility of pain. And some people would rather sit in longing than take the risk of experiencing another heartbreak. Now, this is where most people get stuck. They think if he really wanted me, he would push through all of that. But here's what I want you to understand. People don't just push through things they haven't processed. You can't shortcut healing. You can't force someone to be ready. And that's where we get it wrong. We think if we just show them how good this could be, if we're patient enough, if we love them enough, they'll suddenly realize what they're missing.
I remember I said to y'all the other night, you cannot unconditionally love somebody into their healing. They have to want to do it. If they don't want to heal, they don't want to adjust, change, release, let go, surrender, transform, you ain't going to love them enough out of it. It's better for you to preserve. It's better for you to have self-care. It's better for you to be mindful for yourself than to sit there and let somebody drag you through something that they're not ready to do. And you can't force them. Okay? Hey, goddess retrieval, you cannot take on somebody's pain and do the work for them. And they cannot come and dump it on you and expect you to process it for them. That is not how this works. So this person signed up for lessons this lifetime, their karma. And they got to work out that karma with the people that inflicted the pain on them. How they work it out is a personal journey. Some will work it out where they may resolve some things, they may not resolve some things. Maybe some words gonna be spoken, some fights breaking out, who knows? But that is up to them to work out their pain and process it, not for you to absorb it.
But it doesn't work like that. Readiness isn't about you, it's about them. No matter how much he craves you, if he hasn't done the inner work, he will find a way to keep his distance. And that has nothing to do with your worth or what you bring to the table. It's about whether he's in a place where he can actually let himself have it. Think about it this way. Imagine someone who's been starving for days. They haven't had a real meal in a long time. Now, you put a beautiful, nourishing plate of food in front of them. What do? You'd think they dive in, right? But sometimes they don't. Sometimes they hesitate. Because eating again means acknowledging how long they've been without. It means remembering the pain of hunger, of deprivation. And that realization can be overwhelming. So instead of embracing what's in front of them, they pull back. Not because they don't want it, but because accepting it forces them to confront how much they've been starving in the first place. This is what happens with someone who hasn't healed. He may crave you, but acting on that craving means acknowledging everything he hasn't dealt with. And that can be terrifying. It's easier to sit in longing than to step into something that requires emotional courage. It's easier to keep you as a beautiful idea rather than a real person who requires effort, consistency, and vulnerability. So what does this mean for you? It means stop internalizing his inaction as a reflection of your value. It means stop waiting for him to wake up and see what he's missing. It means understanding that you can be everything he's ever wanted and he still won't act on it if he's not in the right place to receive it. And that is not your problem to fix. You deserve someone who is not just drawn to you, but ready for you. Someone who isn't just craving you in silence, but actually willing to do something about it. And the more you invest in someone who isn't showing up, the more you are teaching yourself that longing is acceptable, that almost is enough. But it's not. You don't need someone who dreams about you. You need someone who chooses you every single time. There's a difference between being wanted and being chosen. A man can crave you, desire you, think about you constantly, and yet he never acts. He never calls, he never texts, he never shows up. And you start asking yourself, if he wants me so badly, why isn't he here? But here's the hard truth. Sometimes you are his fantasy. not his reality. And that distinction is everything. You see, fantasy is easy, it's effortless. In his mind, he can have you in the most perfect way. You're the woman he dreams about when he's lying in bed at night. You're the image that pops into his head when he hears a song on the radio or sees a couple walking down the street. He craves you in his imagination because in that space, he doesn't have to do anything. He doesn't have to make an effort.
That is that daggone 9 of Cups energy that comes up. You know, I never despised the card more than the deck. You know, the devil energy don't even bother me. Why? Because I already know. Devil energy is like putting up a segregation sign. You getting you know what you not wanted, you know what you don't want to deal with. But that 9 of Cups energy is lazy as they just want to sit and dream and wonder and not make any effort, but wish and pray and whatever they do, trying to manifest you to show up like a genie in the lamp. Girl, come in here like that. You gotta wait.
He doesn't have to risk rejection. He can keep you in a safe, untouchable place where you remain perfect, where he never has to confront the reality of what it means to actually be with you. But reality requires something more. It requires action. It requires effort. It requires him to put himself on the line and risk being vulnerable. And that's where so many men get stuck. Because to bring you into reality, to make you a real part of his life, he has to do the work. He has to pick up the phone, text you, arrange to see you, and show up consistently. And the moment he does that, he can no longer control the fantasy. He can't edit out the parts of life that don't fit his idealized version of you. He has to deal with the messy, real, beautifully complicated woman that you are. And if he's not ready for that, he won't step forward. Now, here's where a lot of people make a mistake. They think if he wants me this much, then surely at some point he'll make a move. But that's not how this works. A craving without action is just a thought. It's a momentary indulgence, a fleeting feeling that gives him a rush, but doesn't change anything. And you are not here to be a fleeting thought in someone's head. You are here to be valued, prioritized, and pursued in the real world. The problem is, when you're someone's fantasy, it can feel you sense their desire, you catch glimpses of their interest, and you convince yourself that it's only a matter of time before they finally give in. But days pass, then weeks, and then months, and you realize it's all been in his head. He has lived 1,000 moments with you in his mind, but not a single one in real life. And that is where the danger lies.
And that's what we keep talking about in tarot. When we talk about that 5D, that higher self, that's where he resides, in his head, in the 5D, in his higher self with you. But in the 3D, you know where to be found because they over there addicted to the toxic situations, drama, work, money, pride, ego, all the things that distract them because they won't deal with themselves, right? So this person, like, share, and subscribe. Go ahead, hit the like button. Thanks for coming. But yeah, that's what we mean in tarot when we talk about the 5D. This person will be in their head, but they can't get in their body when it comes to you. It's safer there because there you don't reject them. There you guys are happy. You feel that energy with them, right? Because your higher self is connected. We all tapped in. Telepathy is a thing, okay? We all are tapped in. So this person is hyper focused on you. They feel you, you feel them. That's how it go. You pick up the phone and you call somebody and they say, wow, I was just thinking about you. It's like that on steroids when somebody is really hyper fixated on you. But that person is unwilling to get out of their comfort zone and make a move towards you because it's safer to keep you in that crystallized pedestal that they have you on, whereas you can't be touched. No one can touch you because why? It's safe. It's safe in my head. This is jellyback activity. All right, let's go.
Because if you allow yourself to be a part of someone's fantasy for too long, you start living in it too. You start waiting. You start holding space for someone who has never actually claimed that space. You start hoping that one day he'll wake up and finally do something about what he feels. But the truth is, if he wanted to, he would. What's really happening here is that he's choosing the comfort of his imagination over the effort of real love. Because real love is inconvenient. It requires showing up when it's hard, having conversations that might be uncomfortable, and making decisions that take courage. And not every man is ready for that. Some men would rather hold on to their fantasies because they don't demand anything from them. A fantasy doesn't require responsibility. A fantasy doesn't require change. A fantasy doesn't ask him to commit, grow, or step outside of his comfort zone. But you do, and that is why he stays exactly where he is, trapped between craving you and never actually having you. So what do you do with this? You stop playing the game. You stop feeding the illusion that one day he'll step up when his actions have shown you that he won't. You stop reading between the lines of his half-hearted texts and mixed signals, hoping they mean more than they do. You stop confusing potential with reality, because potential doesn't make you feel seen. Potential doesn't bring you flowers. Potential doesn't show up when you need someone.
What did I tell y'all before? I'm going to tell you again. Potential is what you would do if you were in their circumstances. That's why people get caught up in somebody's potential so much, because they can visualize, taste it, see it, feel it, and understand what it would be like if they just took a step in that direction, whatever that is. Like, potential could be, oh, this person could be an astrophysicist if they just took one more class in school, but they quit. They don't have the it thing that would create that reality for them. You see it because they have all the skills, you know what I'm saying? They have the potential to do exactly what you envision, but that doesn't mean that that person is capable or willing to actualize it. And it's the same thing in relationships. Some people got the potential to show up, but they choose not to show up for you. Happens a lot.
Reality does. And the man who is truly meant for you will never leave you in a place where you have to guess how he feels. The most powerful thing you can do in this situation is reclaim your own reality. Shift your focus away from what he might be thinking and onto what he's actually doing. Because if he's not doing anything, then you already have your answer. A man who truly wants to be with you will move mountains to make it happen. He won't let fear, ego, or timing hold him back. He won't let his craving for you exist only in his mind. He'll bring it into real life. And if he's not doing that, then he's not your person. So the question isn't why he won't reach out. The real question is, why are you waiting for a man who only exists in his own fantasy? Even if he wants you badly, even if he craves you in a way that keeps him up at night, he might still hold himself back. And the reason? He's just not ready. Now, I know that sounds simple, but let's break this down, because this is where so many people get stuck. Waiting for someone who has already made a decision, even if it's not the one they'll admit to out loud. A man can feel intense attraction for you. He can think about you every single day, but when it comes to taking action, to stepping forward and doing something about it, he hesitates. And in that hesitation, you start to feel confused. If he really wants me, why isn't he reaching out? But what if the answer isn't about his desire at all? What if it's about his capacity? Wanting and being ready are two different things. A man can want you like crazy and still recognize that he's not in the right place to give you what you deserve. Maybe he's emotionally unavailable. Maybe he's focused on his career, his freedom, or his own personal struggles. Maybe he knows that stepping into something with you means stepping up, and he's not ready to do that. And here's the hard truth. If he's not willing to step up, you don't want him stepping in. It's easy to romanticize the idea that someone will change when their desire for you reaches a tipping point. But attraction alone doesn't build relationships. It doesn't create commitment, consistency, or effort. If he's not in a place where he's able to show up for you, then his desire means nothing. And that's the part we need to start seeing clearly. Think about it like this. Just because you crave something doesn't mean you're going to do what it takes to have it. A man can crave success but still procrastinate. He can crave a healthier body but still skip the gym. He can crave love but still sabotage every opportunity to have it. Craving something doesn't equal readiness. Readiness is about action. It's about stepping toward what you want, not just longing for it in silence. This is where so many people get stuck, waiting in limbo for someone to finally figure things out. But if someone is truly ready for you, you won't be left wondering. You won't be analyzing the signs or trying to decode mixed messages. A man who is ready makes it clear. His actions and words align. He doesn't just crave you in the dark, he shows up in the light. Now, let's talk about you. Because at the end of the day, the bigger question isn't why he's not reaching out, it's why you're waiting for him to. Why are you putting your life on pause for someone who has already told you in their own way that they aren't ready? Why are you giving power to someone else's indecision when you could be stepping into your own certainty? If someone isn't stepping toward you, you don't need to chase. You don't need to convince. You don't need to wait for them to finally see your worth. You need to recognize that their hesitation is your answer. And instead of focusing on why he's not ready, focus on the fact that you are. You are ready for something real. You are ready for someone who chooses you with certainty. You are ready for a love that doesn't require waiting, wondering, or wishing. So let go of the fantasy that he'll one day wake up and realize what he lost. If he does, that's his lesson to learn, not yours to teach. Your job isn't to hold space for someone who can't hold space for you. Your job is to move forward, knowing that when the right person comes along, they won't leave you questioning whether they're ready. They'll show you with every action that they are. You ever wonder why someone who clearly...
Okay. Is that not the truth? Is that the truth or what? So, this is the message I've been trying to give y'all. I just feel like, you know, when we all, and I mean we all, meaning people who got channels that deliver tarot, are trying to deliver the message about waiting and not waiting, or they coming and not coming. I truly feel like, for the most part, and it is different for everybody, that we are picking up on somebody's higher self. Yes, they desire you. Yes, they think about you. Yes, they want you. But you're not supposed to wait for them to show up. You're not. You're supposed to be able to work on yourself while this person is doing all this stalling and playing games and or whatever they're doing, or wallowing in their victimhood. Who knows what they're doing? You're supposed to be doing your thing, whatever that is, right? And like he mentioned, consistency. I've been saying that all the time. It's one thing for a person to show up and want to be in your life again and give me a chance, please, and I want to be there. And it's another thing to show up and be consistent. Those are two different things. One is just words, it's hot air, it's just talk. The other one is proof, actions, desires realized. You know what I'm saying? Somebody's like, listen, I'm ready to put in the effort. I'm ready to put in the work. I'm ready to show up, clock in. You get me? Like, what it do, boss? You know what I'm saying? I'm following your lead. That's all. They got humility, they got vulnerability, and they ready, willing, and eager. When somebody in their pride and ego, no man, no hand, no turkey. That person ain't gonna give you what you want. That person gonna give you headache. That person gonna give you them games. You know what I'm saying? The games that they learn. The games that got played on them, that's what they're gonna give you. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be the let me try that nonsense they tried on me on the collective. Let me see if they're gonna go for the same okey doke I went for. And then they get entertained by it. Cause you over there trying to prove yourself. It's um how can I put this? It's kind of exhausting. For me personally, it's exhausting to watch people play poke the bear with you, or let me see how I can antagonize this person just to get a reaction out of them, or what I'm saying, like let me see how I can get this person to do X, Y, and Z. If I could, what I'm saying, pull the strings. They be really wanting to pull the strings on you that been pulled on them. They don't even realize they doing it till you realize it and you call them out on it. You have to expose people, and sometimes you don't have to expose them with words. You expose them with your absence. And I hear some of my favorite readers. I just love how they read the cards, but some of them will say things like, you teaching this person a lesson, and they coming back and they want to work it out, and I'm like, some might and some might not. Okay, that's a strong some might, because there's a whole lot of people hiding behind their pride and ego that don't want to be hurt, that actually take the slightest thing you do as something to, pull their energy back from you, because either you loving them too much or not enough. Whatever the case may be, they hypersensitive. So, take it how it resonate. Um, Go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Ring that bell so you're notified every time I come on. I did pull some more cards. It says expected, unexpected miracles can happen. That was in the past energy. This person wanted you to wait. They wanted you to expect them at any time. They're gonna show up. One day they're gonna just show up. And they didn't. They didn't, and they're not. This person is very much in cowardly energy. I'm feeling, and I didn't pull a tarot, but I'm feeling like it feels like stress and reverse energy. Like I'm about to start, but I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I got all the growl, but no heart. You know what I'm saying? No courage. Um, it says, I will prove to you that I mean what I say. I love you. So, this person, your person may be coming to the understanding that they have to prove themselves, but will they? That's the question. Are they going to do it or not? And the thing is, like he says, so what about you? Don't worry about whether they're going to do it or not. Either they do or they don't, period. Because if anything they want to do, they would actually do it. It can't be no, well, maybe after this happens, they're going to do this. And maybe, no. I'm a firm believer in people should not heal for somebody else. They should heal for themselves, period. I had an ex tell me, I said, you know what, this not gonna work out. You know, I don't see it working. We had our reasons, and he was like, I said, he was like, what are the reasons? I said, you're not happy. You're miserable. Like talking to you, I mean, he needs to bring it down. Okay, the energy just be different, and I'm like, I can't do this. He was like, I could be happy. I was like, no, 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 no. Don't do it for me, bruh. Don't do it for me. You need to find happiness for you. You ain't gonna be happy for me. Be happy for you. Find your happiness. I just realized I didn't even fully understand myself then, still being young. I'm like, ain't no way you gonna all of a sudden be happy for me. Because you miserable now. Like, what would make you just flip the script? Because I want to move on? Nah, that's the wrong reason. The reason you need to be happy for you. This person to this day still ain't happy, y'all. Drowning in alcohol. Whenever seen him on social media, pass through my timeline, he got a drink, and I rarely see him, but when I have, he always got a drink in his hand. I'm like, well, there's that. You know what I'm saying? Just drowning in them sorrows, not looking good at all. Alcohol takes a strong effect on you, and you can see it in somebody's eyes when their eyes ain't clear. Mm-mm. And I'm pretty sure he's miserable. I don't know much about him anymore, but I know he ain't happy. And listen, I listened to spirit. My spirit said, nope, nope, that ain't it. I was like, you know what? Peace, deuces. You know what I'm saying? And then, but this person says, I'm not letting go of you, period. I'm not letting you go, period. So this person feels like they need to have a control, a grip on you. You know, they need to assert themselves with a grip on you, and that's also not healthy, to be honest with you. It feels nice when somebody says, "Oh, I'm not letting you go. I can't." You feel like, "Oh, they love me." No, they just want to control you. Okay, they have to prove their love, because I feel like collective, this is energy is coming from somebody that did not show up the way they should have showed up, but you showed up. Now that you're not showing up, this person wants your attention. It's because mainly they want control. This person says, "I can't wait to tell you everything since we haven't spoken." So they really want to communicate with you. And that's the challenge in the lesson. How do I communicate with you? You got that thing they like. And if it ain't that thing like that, you know what I'm saying? How I put it. It ain't that pita bread. And if it ain't, with a hot dog, whatever the case may be, you got that thing they like. So maybe it's your intellect. Maybe it's your nurturing. Maybe it's your guidance. Maybe it's your advice. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's just your time and attention. You got that thing they like. And they can't wait to tell you everything. They want to communicate with you. It says, "I feel your energy, but I need a hug in real life." Right. So this person is saying, like, damn, I am feeling your energy when I think about you. I do feel you reciprocate in the 5D, but I want that 3D love. I want to feel your skin next to mine. I want to smell you. I want to touch you. Right? And whatever way they want to. And this is what they want in the 3D, but they're not pursuing it. As a masculine, they must or they must, because a woman in her feminine energy is not going to put up with somebody that play games, that let people play with their head. Because it also says, not only did it say the karmic played them, right? And the friend and with the family or whatever, and they leave it, but it also says the karmic brainwashed them with material wealth, but it was a lie, and now they feel stuck. So this person in the 3D is obligated to someone else. That's making it harder. This is exactly why you are constantly on their mind, because you are now fantasy. You know what I'm saying? We used to have a commercial called, "Is it real or is it Memorex?" Memorex. Memorex was tapes, and people used to record on those tapes. And I just feel like some people, they they want the energy in real life, but they don't want to do what it takes. So they gonna fake it. They just gonna fake it in their head. Stay in that Eight of Swords energy and just be thinking, thinking, thinking. Right? Meanwhile, you feel the energy. The spirit is reminding you to go on. Just keep going. Don't let that slow you down. Don't let it hold you back. Just keep going. Because this person is playing games with themselves. Once you are aware, once you've come into a certain understanding about who you are, where your value is, and you're not walking back to this person, they now have to deal with the consequences of their choices. They now have to deal with the consequences and the karma that they receive from playing games with you. I can promise you that people like this, more than likely, the moment they spit dirt on your name, thinking that, they mad at you because you're not showing up, they got that dirt splashed right back in their face. Spirit ain't letting somebody get away with playing with a chosen one, earth angel type energy. And you knowing your self-worth puts you there in that energy. Why? Because self-worth is a lot. Now, this person could come from people who don't have self-worth. Their self-worth is extremely low. Okay, but they need to go and get some. They need to go and go figure out how to obtain that self-worth, so they can stop feeling so vulnerable and weak, and allowing their pride and ego to attack them, because it's attacking their happiness. This person does not have the happiness they desire because of their pride and ego, and it's all within them to change. It's all within them to build it. I wouldn't expect no miracle from nobody that just sat there with you in their head. This is all they do is think about you, and then they can't come forward, or they can't make things right with you. They confused. They don't know how to apologize. They don't know how to change themselves. They don't know how to fix it. That's not healthy. Okay, and I wouldn't trust anybody that came to you on some type of energy like that. I wouldn't trust them. Expose them for who they are and move on, right? Expose. And if you don't have that conversation with him have it in your head. This is what I'm not accepting in my life. This is not okay for me. This makes me question myself. So this diminishes my self-worth when I entertain this. So guess what I'm not doing? None of that. None of it. Like, share, subscribe to the channel, y'all. But this person needs to understand that you're not a game to be played with. You're not chasing them. You are the divine feminine energy. And if they want to get in their divine masculine, they're going to have to change on their own, make their moves as they make it, and take a risk. They might get hurt. They might not. It all depends on whom and what happened. All I know is so many people have done so much, played so many games that 9 times out of 10 they may not get it. It is what it is. I honestly feel like, if you've spent long enough time with a person that played with you long enough, you're not going to allow it. What's up? I'm gonna go tomorrow. I'm coming to the school. I talked to her mom. Night night. Good night. Get some rest. Love you too. But the reading is not about them, Carmen. This reading is not about them. It is, but it's not. You know why I'm saying it's not about them? We have to be reminded. Sometimes we need confirmation that, one, we're not crazy. Okay? I know every now and then I need a confirmation that the feelings or the signs and the synchronicities I saw what I saw. I heard what I heard. However, this being about them is telling you that this person is either not it or not ready. No matter how much they're in there in this energy, in this 5D longing for you, that they don't have what it takes to be what you need. You know what I'm saying? So it's not about them. It's about you feeling that energy and somebody confirming with you, yes or no. This is them. And this is what they've been doing. And yeah, you know that they've been doing that, but they haven't stopped it. So you just keep on going. Keep doing what you're doing. No, regardless of that, they have to now suffer with your loss because they know what you were. You know what I'm saying? They know what you were. If they want to sit in their head and if they want to, do the fantasy, do the nine of cups things and not work toward it, good. Good for them. Just know that you're not crazy because you felt their energy. Just know that, that they long, but guess what? You can't fix them. You can't make them come. You can't change their mind. You can't do none of that. So let them be whatever they choose to be. Let them be whatever they choose to be. All I'm saying is you're not crazy. Because a lot of us don't, when you feel, especially on a spiritual perspective. I was just talking to my cousin, who's very spiritual. Y'all see her, Imani, right? And I'm just going to reveal that she described somebody for me. And I was able to confirm that for her instantly. And it blew her mind, right? Like I just let her do the description. I was like, wow. And then I gave her the proof she needed. And she was like, wow. Sometimes we need that validation that what I felt, what I heard, my spirit told me is real. So I'm not tripping because I feel them. You get what I'm saying? But put it in the context of, but if a person really means that about you, they will show up. They will man up, woman up, whatever up. They're going to step up and show you, you know what, I'm going to push through these fears. Although I'm scared to death you're going to hurt me, I'm going to show up. Yeah, they got to show up. And let me remind you what he said. They got to show up and be consistent. And if you know that they're not capable of doing that, it should make it easier for you to let that energy stay in the past. no matter how many times you feel it, you can get stronger from dealing with it. I remember feeling that energy from somebody and I was doubled over like, oh my God, what the fuck is this? Like, I felt that shit like, and I didn't have any experience at that moment in time to understand why am I feeling this like this. Like, it was physical, but it was spiritual. It wasn't pain, but it was pain. And I'm like, I had a friend of mine near me. I said, I'm gonna need a minute. Let me get myself together. But I felt it and I'm like, damn, they must really be going through something for me to be feeling that. But now I can still feel it at times, but I can master it. Now I can move on from it and not feel, I don't get doubled over. I don't feel like I need to go take a moment or a break. I'm like, oh, okay. Spirit is letting me acknowledge it. Like, yeah, you felt that. Yep. And keep it moving. Why? Because ain't nothing for me to do. They not showing up in the 3D. So what I'm supposed to say? What am I supposed to do? And even if they did show up or we run into each other in a 3D, right? Where's the consistency? Where's the how we gonna build? We not. If they not showing up, that means they don't want to build. So it's hello and goodbye, if it's even that. You know what I'm saying? The reading is about them because these people are in your energy, and that's what that man he described that. You're going to feel it energetically, and he wasn't even mainly talking from a spiritual perspective. He's talking from a this person really desires you, and but this is what they putting you through. And guess what? You better than that, and you need to know that you're better than that. Ain't that right, Bite? Yep, you need that confirmation. Confirmation is a lot because it validates your mind so that you're not sitting there going, what the fuck is going on with me? Am I bugging out? Sometimes I be like, shit, am I going crazy? Maybe I'm not. Maybe I am. I don't know. And then I'll get confirmation some kind of way. I'm like, that's all it was. It was just that. All right, I'm gonna pull some tarot and we done. Yeah, Four of Swords. This person is restless in their mind. They do want to take a chance and take a step. This is what the man was saying. They want to send the text, but they don't. They want to call, make the phone call, but they don't. This person is in restless energy. But Three of Swords come before the Four of Swords. So this person has been hurt and they're scared to go hurt themselves by being vulnerable with you. That's just confirmation. All right, tell me more, Spirit. Oh, what am I dropping? Oh, gosh. I heard Whitney's song and I can't sing. That's why I'm laughing. I want to run to you. Y'all know the song by Whitney Houston. I feel like it's Whitney Houston, but she could, Whitney can sing, so I didn't want to butcher that. But the chariot dropped, so I heard I want to run to you. Well, I wish I could sing, y'all. I'm telling you, I'd be a bad bitch if I could sing, but I can't. So, and then look, they don't want to walk away from you. They don't want you to walk away from them. Eight of Cups in reverse. This person wants to run to you, but you know what I'm saying? They're resisting the urge. And here we go. They're doing too much. That's one card, Spirit. One at a time, please. And thank you. It is Whitney, yeah. I heard it how she sing it when I'm like, my vocal cords ain't gonna do that. I can't even torture them like that. But yeah, what's the name, Spirit? See right there. Y'all, we are in this. I say we because I'm down with the Queen of Swords as an air sign. I gotta recognize my girl, but Queen of Swords is not playing. She's very pensive. I'm sorry, I ain't even got the camera right. She's very pensive, introspective. She's been through shit too. This person feels like they the only one that went through something. She been through stuff too. She's known as the divorcee of the deck. She done had to break up with people. She done had to divorce folks, right? And she got no problem doing it again. Why? Because you ain't about to waste time with no Queen of Swords. You're not about to play games with a Queen of Swords. Only the Queen of Swords in reverse is gonna want to play games, mental games, you know, fuck with your head type shit. But the Queen of Swords is really about, oh, okay, so you would just want to fuck with me, so because you want some attention. Oh, okay, so you just gonna be inconsistent and think I'm gonna be right here and just, we gonna keep doing this dance for the rest of our lives. What? Where they do that at? So the Queen of Swords is cutting out all the nonsense, but she hear you though. She see you though, but she don't get no fucks either. Because what you're not going to do is play with her heart, play with her mind, play with her time and or her money. Like you're not going to do that with a Queen of Swords. All right, tell me more. Yep. Yeah, so this is them. I'm sorry. This is them having a lot of conflict and chaos, either where they are or in their head. Okay. Because sometimes this is internal conflict, but this is also considered like family squabbles, family friend squabbles type of thing. This person has a lot of drama in their life. Okay. A lot of chaos, a lot of conflict, a lot of people. As you can see, it's 5 different people, 5 different ones, and a whole lot going on. This person dealing with a lot of drama and they don't know how to extract themselves from it enough to pursue what they feel like they love, right? So they rather just hold you in their head. But see, this teeters on what we talked about last night, which is limerence. Somebody having an idealized version of you, meanwhile they dealing with all this chaos and conflict. But you, they holding their head. You, they wishing on a star. Tell me more. It says, I feel your energy, but I need a hug in real life. And you have my whole heart. They love you. And that's cool. They can love you. Right. So this person knows they got to put in work. Ain't no ifs, ands, or but, ain't no ways around it. This person needs to put in the work on themselves. They will never obtain that love and the happiness they seek with you or anyone else without uh, putting in the work in themselves. This person cannot shortcut the work. None of us can shortcut the work. We either put the work in ourselves or we don't get what we want to obtain. That's just the long and the short of it. You play all the games you want, you will not win the prize. But if you decide to get serious, practice, work on yourself, you can actually win something. And I mean in a metaphorical way of a game. You got to practice your sport. You got to put in the time. You got to show up. You got to shower, gym, change your clothes, go back and do it again and again and again and again. Right? So when you put in work in yourself, you win. This person, their only option is to put in work in themselves, own their craft. You know what I'm saying? They should focus on their talents and focus on their spirit and their emotional health. A lot of people would rather put all their time and attention into what makes them money instead of putting their time and attention into what makes them genuinely happy with themselves. And the money will come. The money follows you when you do what you love, right? But but there's always layers. We always got to look at ourselves. We always got to look at ourselves. As healthy as I feel mentally and emotionally, I still reached out to a therapist and was like, you know what? When you got a moment, can we unpack some stuff? Because I'm dealing with this, and this, and I kind of need some advice. We can always utilize that opportunity to have an ear with somebody that can give us either a non-objective way of thinking about it or an alternative way of how to handle certain things in our lives. It should be welcome. It really should. It really should. This person got to work on themselves. That they know shortcutting it. I honestly feel like without working on themselves, this person shows back up in your energy looking the same exact way. I don't care if they clean it up a little bit more than they have. You're going to see right through it. It will only take one or two questions to surmise real quick. Whether they did the work or they did nothing. You will know. And bottom of the deck before we go. This is you the prize. You are the prize. The love, the nurture, the time, the attention, the money. You got it going on. This person, this is why you're the object of somebody's affection and or attention. You got it going on. This is the Queen of Coins. You're the person that you hold wealth and abundance. You know, wealth don't mean that you super rich. Just means you know how to manifest. You know what I'm saying? And you do so. You make it look effortlessly, even if you could be chasing your tail. Sometimes you make it look effortless because this person don't understand how you do what you do or get what you get. They just know you got it. You got it. You got that thing they like too. Don't forget that part. You definitely got that thing they like. So keep that in mind. They want to smell it, touch it, squeeze it, flip it, feel it, you know, all of that. But yeah, that was the reading for the night. I just had to expose somebody. You know what I'm saying? Your peoples, y'all know who they are. But take it how it resonates. If it don't resonate, don't take it. You know what I'm saying? This ain't everybody's story. I do appreciate y'all coming. You know what I'm saying? Yep, you do have to do something to get something, or you ain't getting nothing. Ain't no reciprocity with on one sided relationship. You want to stay in your head? Good luck, Chuck. But anyway, thanks for coming, y'all. I appreciate y'all. And I'm going to bid y'all adieu and good night. And I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace.